boundaries section Frust Jodoh. And a 1, and a 2, and a 3, and a 4. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Saya nak jodoh coach Zuri Yuyi, nak bantu anda dapat perkahwinan yang manis, berkat, bahagia. Alright, so kita sambung from semalam. Topik kita malam ini adalah part 2 of boundaries, sex, and frust jodoh. And I know from, honestly, I've been around, okay? When you meet someone online, on real life, you're in a way being pressured by sexual pressure. And, the indicator of that is gatal, kan? Someone just jumpa nak kenal sebab nak gatal, saja nak gatal. Jumpa bukan nak kahwin, kan? Nak gatal dulu, tengok on dulu, on ke tak, kan? So this is scary. And if you remember, just to recall your memory, yesterday I was sharing about one of the ladies I'm coaching. Nama dia, nama samaran dia adalah Siti. Siti je kena, kan? So Siti, and she met someone on this particular app, and then that guy cakap, so dia pun nak kahwin, and she pun nak kahwin, okay? So tapi that guy cakap, I nak kahwin tapi nak main dulu. Tengoklah compatible ke tak, kan? Dia nak tahu compatible ke tak dengan main dulu. So when I say main, faham-faham je lah. We're all adults here, okay? So if you're not adults, you probably shouldn't be listening to this proper, because I'm going to say some really, really blunt, honest truths and the realities of things, facts of life. And okay, so and then she said to him, like, hey, that's not Islamic, that's not how we do things in Islam. Can okay, sound check. All right, so that's not how we do things in Islam. And then he responded, I pun bukan Islam sangat. Okay lah, tak apa, bye. So alhamdulillah, it ended there, and dia tak sambung cerita, continued from there. At least he's honest, kan? Instead of dragging her, leading her on, and so forth. So scary, eh? So that's why I tersuruh untuk share pasal boundaries ni ahead of time. And what I have to say as it is, sex, nak diajak nak main dulu, kan? Which can lead, kalau hati tak tegar, kan? Hati tu tak tahu and not putting faith in Allah. When you let yourself be controlled you let yourself being controlled by emotions and not let yourself being controlled by Allah, so that would be trouble, kan? And fortunately, alhamdulillah, I would have to say that she let Allah be in control of herself instead of her emotions. If she did let emotions control her, kan? And if she felt macam desperate, or macam aku nak kahwin, mak bapak aku paksa aku kahwin je lah siapa-siapa, ngorat lah siapa-siapa, and if she fell to that pressure, and she would have fell to that really non-berkat way of starting marriage, kan? Kita nak kahwin, naklah berkat, betul? And okay, so just to tell you what I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to tell you, and then I'm going to recap what I'm going to tell you. All right, so essentially, going to share about types of boundaries, why have boundaries, why people push boundaries, wake up your boundaries, and al-fudul and al-afaf. Just so you know that I'm not making this stuff up, okay? I'm not smart enough for that. These are principles in our faith, in our Quran and the Sunnah, and from scholars, okay? I'm just sharing with you, these things are real. It is there to protect us, okay? And also to continue, speak up for your boundaries, how to speak up for your boundaries, and how to stand up for your boundaries, okay? So, what are the boundaries, the two types of boundaries I want to highlight here? There are probably a lot of types of boundaries, can? We're not talking about nations' boundaries. We're talking about personal boundaries, in our, especially in the context of meeting someone for marriage. Okay, the boundaries that you should push. One is One lady, she said that susah lah kahwin cara halal ni kan, this halal ta'aruf is susah. So my response to that, is yes and no. Dia no tu susah sebab susah sebab kita tak familiar. Sebenarnya nak kahwin dalam Islam ni is the best way, most efficient way, paling cepat untuk kahwin kan. And for me, my clients, because we did it the right way, the Islamic way, it's very fast and efficient without the drama or dating bertahun-tahun. We didn't play the dating game. We didn't play the dating game that could take years and years. So it is actually dalam Islam nak mempercepat dan memolekkan how we get married, kan? So yes, might seem difficult sebab kita tak biasa buat. Tu je. We don't have many reference points of macam our friends pun kahwin macam tu kan. People around us ramai tak kahwin. Dia orang dating game dulu bertahun-tahun and then may or may not kahwin kan. So because yes, may seem difficult because we are not familiar with it. Kita tak biasa buat or tak pernah buat. And because we keep our main point of reference is Hollywood, kan? Play the dating game, how to pick up, what are the pickup lines, how to respond, friend zone, not friend zone, 10 things I hate about you, and he's just not that into you kind of dating game. All right. And so the boundaries you need to push here is to push yourself to do the right thing, to push the boundary of doing cara yang Allah suka, yeah, and to not do benda yang Allah tak suka. Just like that. So that's the envelope you need to push. Okay, you want to call it boundaries ke? You want to push the envelope ke? Up to you. But essentially, is the boundary you need to push is to push doing it the way yang Allah suka. Because kita dah biasa buat cara yang Allah tak suka. And we are not familiar buat cara yang Allah suka. Alright? And there's this motivator I was listening to, warrior mentality mindset. This might sound a bit harsh, sorry, but he is the type of guy who will say it as it is. Kan? So his line macam ni. It's like whatever you do, when you first start doing it, you're going to suck. Why? Because you suck. You've been sucking all this while. Kan? But the more you do it, the less sucky you get. And eventually you will become so not sucky, you will eventually become good at it. So embrace the suck. Kan? That's how he put it lah. So embrace the suck, he says. But in fact, it doesn't suck at all. Kan? And in fact, it's cara yang Islamic ni memang because kita tak biasa buat. Of course, it's something new. It'll give us some macam, betul ke? Boleh ke? Well, I've helped so many people get married that way. I got married that way. And it takes faith. You're putting faith in Allah, Allah will take care of you. Buat cara yang Allah suka, Allah will take care of you. Allah akan permudahkan dan percepatkan. And I think if you listen to our talk about finances a few months back kan, dengan Dr. Syed Adam Al-Habshi, on money specifically, and when you niat nak kahwin kerana Allah, Allah will just provide, just magically, okay, just auto-magically, Allah will provide and make it easy for you to get married when you dah set nak kahwin kerana Allah and nak buat cara yang Allah suka. So it just works that way. It just works. You need to put faith into it. Okay, put faith. So if you don't get anything I'm going to say tonight, and if any of this sounds too technical, Just remember these three words: faith in Allah. Put your faith in Allah. That's it. And buat cara yang Allah suka. Alright? Simple as that. So, and Allah will make it easy. Allah akan permudahkan, percepatkan, and, just open those boundaries for you, helps you push the envelope. Okay, alright. So, Salah, dahaga. Bismillah. So what am I doing here on Saturday night? Because I why am I just I digress. I digress sikit. Why am I doing here every night, 9 p.m. is because one is istiqomah. Again, I tried to do macam every once a week. Somehow that couldn't work for me. Every night works for me because istiqomah, I think, the power and beauty of istiqomah. Try to do it once a week. Didn't work for me because I'm not sure why it didn't work for me. It felt too difficult to do it once a week. But every night, 1 hour every night, it's just that's the beauty and power of istiqomah. It becomes easier and easier. When I first started doing this, the first month, it took me a whole day to prepare notes, research, and all that. A whole day. Set up technical apa semua. But now, it's just like, I do the research poll on Telegram, see what you are concerned about. And then it's like, okay, they're concerned about this. They're concerned about this. And I understand the underlying reason why they're concerned about this. Macam, for example, being mistreated, being to the point rasa tak mencukupi, and their boundaries are being pushed. So I understand the underlying reason. They understand the symptom, but not the source of the pain. So then after I do the poll, I look at the poll, and then it's like, okay, then I'll respond. Okay? Of course, I have plans in coaching, but when it comes to going live every night, okay, these are the concerns, respond. These are the concerns, response. And that's how I build my life every night. And after Asa, I look at the questions, and then I start drafting my notes. And okay, so Sabo, okay. So the other type of boundary is that should not be pushed. And why you need to have these boundaries that should not be pushed, okay? Which is one, it is to keep you safe. It is to keep you safe from a lot of different things, from dangers. For example, you playing the dating game, and then that guy ajak you pergi tempat gelap, and because you tak biasa say no, and because you because you rasa macam you dah termakan, dia dah belanja makan, and then you cakap, takkan nak say no, that guy has been so nice to me, belanja makan, tengok wayang, kan, apa salahnya pergi tempat gelap, he just tu je, kan. And someone new, you just met, you don't know, you tak kenal family dia, and your family don't know you're out with this person, and it could be dangerous, kan. You're out with still practically a stranger, not someone you're married to. It's not a muhrim lagi. So it could be physically dangerous for you. I mean, because you have this instinct, macam not comfortable, and I don't trust you enough. Why should I? Even if you're comfortable, you shouldn't be doing it because you belum halal lagi your relationship with this particular person. All right. So it is also why I have these boundaries. Why I have these boundaries is when you don't imagine a scenario, okay? Why you feeling that you have been mistreated in your past relationship? Why you're feeling you've been disrespected to the point you become resentful, unappreciated, and to the point of being a doormat, kan? Dia paksa you pakai your ex-boyfriend or ex-girlfriend you suruh, ex-girlfriend kau suruh apa ni, hey, why don't you get some abs, can go to the gym, blah 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 blah. Maybe you thinking justified to yourself, you are, yeah, I should, lepas tu tapi she wants to change you, but because she's not happy with what she has, possibly, and then dia pergi jumpa mamat lain, kan. um, or from a woman's point of view, which she usually feels is her boyfriend or ex-tunang cakap, uh, you pakailah pemutih muka, can you be fairer, can you be slimmer, taller, kan, can you not make more money than I do. So this is because you have not drawn a boundary from the very beginning. You allow um, sikit demi sikit your self-respect tu, you give it away bit by bit. It's called the salami tactic, and in military it's called the salami tactic. You let your enemy gain more ground of your own homeland, kan. So they take sikit salami, slice by slice, kan. You give, they take, you give, they take, you give, they take, you give. Last you're left with nothing. You're left with nothing. And it's, you can Google it up. It's called salami tactics. And so you don't want, of course, you don't want to feel disrespected, unappreciated, resentful, doormat, but you feel inside, this is not right. To you, inside you feel that this is not right, this shouldn't be happening. Why do I feel this way? But at the same time, you tengah angau, you tak sedar, tak apalah, kan, he's nice to me, or she is so hot, blinded by her beauty. Or you, the ladies, macam, but I think nanti orang lain tak nak kat aku macam mana. Those are usually the usual thinking, kan. And kan, so you give and you give and you give and you give, and then your love bank, your isi hati jiwa, kolam jiwa you, and your love bank last rasa macam tak ada apa-apa, dah kosong. It's been, all the deposit has been given out and it's not being paid back. So it's over giving, kan. So imagine this, if you have, if there's suddenly a stranger in your house at night right now, kan, what would you do? They're intruding into your safety, your personal space, kan. A stranger you tak kenal, and they're in your house suddenly, within the boundary of your compound, of your house, or within your door, or even your bedroom. Scary, kan? What would you do? You tell them to get out. You tell them to get out. Of course, I hope you do. All right. So same scenario, uh, same metaphorical scenario. A stranger, non-muhrim, not yet married, kan, touching and fondling you, okay, and you, what would you do? Would you say proceed, or get out, can? So would you give, let the person take what they want, or would you just set the boundaries, say no, get out, this is my boundary, you stay out, this is where I draw the line, kan? And tapi biasanya kalau tengah fondling tu, biasanya, kan, what happens usually is macam, tak apalah, I suka, Tuhan okey kot, kan. Bahaya. Tapi realistically dah masa tengah fondling tu, dah lupa Tuhan dah, sebab syaitan dah take over, tu tak? So yeah, imagine that scenario, just a metaphor. Of course, I'm not endorsing you to do this. Definitely not. It's haram, kan? Let's make it clear. I know there are people usually listening who are educated, intelligent people, but sometimes netizens suka take things out of context. Alright? So it's haram, no fondling before kahwin. Before nikah, no such thing. Okay? Make that very clear. Boleh. Okay. So, why this boundary helps is because it helps for you to communicate that you have self-respect, communicates that you have self-worth. It communicates that you have your faith, you ada kepercayaan, you ada pegangan agama, and you don't want it crossed. It's not just crossing you and your personal belief, it's crossing your faith, kepercayaan you kan sebagai seorang muslimah atau seorang muslim. Okay, and this is to communicate that, hey, this is not permissible. Why are you doing this? You cannot do this. And this is against my faith. And it should be against your faith also. But why are you doing this? So if the other person keep crossing your faithful boundaries, does it seem like a calon jodoh to you? Can keep disrespecting you, uh, treat you like a doormat, and keep taking and taking and taking. And does it seem like a suitable calon jodoh for you? Okay, ni sebelum kahwin pun dia dah berani buat perangai macam ni. Lepas nikah nanti Kang macam mana? Okay, so having boundaries help you eliminate frogs. Okay, when I say frogs, it's like, just people who are not worthy for you until you find your prince. Hampir-hampir lah. Having boundaries, you filter out hampir-hampir punya candidates. Okay, and it also helps you avoid to be manipulated, abused, or kena game. Kan? Kalau kena most majority of the people who come to me usually would say that they pernah kena game, they want to stop playing the dating game, and now they want to do it the ta'aruf Islamic way, kan? Nak kahwin cara ta'aruf cara Islamik. So dah terhantuk baru tengadah, tak apa. Alhamdulillah, I pun sama juga macam tu. So I'm no better than you, I just have more experience than you. Tu je. And I experienced it myself, terhantuk banyak kali, terengadah finally, and then it's like, maybe a lot of people are going through the same thing. Apparently, yes, they are. And then it's like, I started to help friends yang terhantuk, lepas tu tengadah, as apa nama, as as not part time pun, as and when they say, aku nak cari jodoh, boleh tak tolong? Okay, I can help you out. Kan, masa tu hobi-hobi lagi, just saja nak tolong orang, tolong kawan. Eventually, until a few years back, what year was that? 2014. Yeah, about 2014. 2015. I started to buat full time bantu orang cari jodoh. And makin lama makin ramai. Where do these people come from? Kan? Kebanyakan orang ni yang terhantuk, tengadah, kena game, always have to face orang yang tak serius, jumpa nak kenal sebab nak gatal, it goes both ways. Men pun kena, okay, not just women. Okay, men pun kena game. Okay, I know, because I've been there myself sebelum kahwin dulu. Okay, so I pun kena game juga dulu. I know how it feels. Alright, and I've been there. Okay, so I'm saying I'm no better than you. I just have more experience with you, with helping people to get over it and achieve success. Dapat perkahwinan yang manis, berkat, bahagia, insyaAllah. Okay, so it is for you to avoid getting manipulated, getting abused, opening yourself to abuse. Kan, if your shields are down, kan, your shields are down, your border is open, your boundary is open, you just let any Tom, Dick, Harry, tipah, or any siren, sexy siren come into your life and ruin you. Okay, but this boundary is to protect you, not just you, your faith, your dignity, your honor. All right, to protect you. Bukan I sengaja nak I make this up. No, kan? Dalam Islam pun nanti I'll explain about al-fudul and al-afaf. All right, so that you protect yourself from being kena game, from all this undesirable stuff, And then so that you have a healthy marriage, a healthy marriage. Do you want a healthy marriage or an unhealthy marriage? You want a healthy marriage, you treat yourself with uh, healthy boundaries, and then you meet someone who has a healthy boundaries as well, and you have a loving interdependent relationship in a marriage, and for you to get berkat untuk keredaan Allah, okay, so that inshallah you be happier, please note that you is best policy to be a happy single first. Love yourself first, be a happy single person first, then you will attract a person yang love themselves and who is happily single, and when you get married you become happily together, interdependent relationship, okay, not codependent, it's different, okay. So and we also need to know why some people just push your boundaries, why some people just like to push your boundaries, sengaja nak apa ni ambil kesempatan over you, okay. One is because they are testing your limits, how far you go, how far they can take from you, how far they can disrespect you or treat you, and how far they can push you, how far they can take some more, how much they can get, okay. And normally these people, they don't have boundaries themselves. They don't have boundaries themselves because they like those principles of, okay, I need to treat people with respect. I cannot do this. They don't have that. They lack that. They lack that. So they keep taking and taking and taking. And we keep giving and giving and giving. So that's the dangerous thing. So it's a set of principles. They don't have principles, and let's say you don't have boundaries, you don't have principles, dua-dua hancurkan sama sendiri, kan? But if you have principles, you can communicate to them, no, I will not be treated this way. This is not permissible. This is against my faith. You're not only disrespecting me, you're disrespecting my faith as well. Okay? Because usually people who push boundaries, and people who don't have boundaries, let's have their emotions are in control, not God control them. Okay, bukan don't let the paksi dia is not based on Tuhan. Paksi dia based on emotion, ikut perasaan, bukan ikut apa yang Allah suka. So please remember, faith in God, faith in Allah is very important. Okay, so and people push your boundaries sometimes because they just want to test, they want to know what they can get, sometimes they just want to play with you. So some people just want to use and abuse you. What's the name of that song? Dun, 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 dun. So they just want to be abused by you, something like that. Okay, anyway, it's an old song. All right, so we are switching now to private groups, Telegram and private groups. Okay, so in the meantime, while I'm switching right now, can you imagine if you have drawn boundaries in your past relationship? What would it be like for you back then? Okay, or now? Let's say if you were to draw relationship boundaries in your past broken relationship, what would your life be now? You think? What do you think? Right? Think and reflect. Halftime reflection. Maybe we can call this halftime reflection. I'm doing some technical clicking. There must be one button to do all this. Just to do this very manually. All right, so we're switching to private groups so you can have more privacy and to discuss, inshallah. Okay, men's group, Facebook group,